Hello there, Michelle G here, Bendy Stitchy. My pronouns are she, her, and this is my Flosstube video. Today I will be talking cross stitch, and I have a little bit of knitting. We'll also be talking fundraising. I have a fundraiser coming up, and we will be talking about Needlework Marketplace, which is the big wholesale show that's held online every August, end of August. So we're starting to ramp up for that. We're starting to see releases and sneak peeks. So I'll show you where you can track that. I have a bunch of finishes of my own, some collabs coming up, so we're going to get into it. There's a lot of stuff. The first thing I want to show you is a finish, and this was actually a SAF, start and finish, SAF, since the last Flosstube. This is done, it's just a little guy. This is done in collaboration with Jenny of Dying to Stitch? Oh my gosh, why did I just blank on that? Dying for Sass. Oh, Jenny, I'm so sorry. So let me show you. Jenny at Dying for Sass is doing a Cosmo Floss subscription box. And this design that we're looking at here, this is Jenny's Crate Joy, which I will link down below. So it's easy for you to go buy your Cosmo subscription box. You can get a 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, 12 month, anything you want. And each month you get 20 skeins of Cosmo and a design. So this was the first month. This was Jenny's design. This was another month. I think this is the Stitch Crypt, right? Jenny's again. If you go to Jenny's Instagram, Dying for Sass, you'll be able to see like a bunch of the designs that have released. So my box is the September box, and this is my design. It's called Hitchhiking Ghosts. It's so cute. I have natural light coming in the window today, which is strange and unusual for me, but I like it. So Hitchhiking Ghosts, and this little design actually uses 8 colors of Cosmo. So here's my 8 colors of Cosmo. I pushed myself out of the comfort zone to use this blue or this green, but I'm obsessed with these two. So like, I think they worked together so well on the fabric. It's obviously the light green and then the stems of the flowers. So I love this colorway. So in the September box, you'll get these 8 colors plus 12 more that Jenny will supplement into the box. And you'll get the chart for this little Hitchhiking Ghosts situation. I almost put this, so this is done on Fox and Rabbit, 36 count, wait for it, paper bark. And Wade picked the fabric. I almost went with like a darker gray. My instinct was to go with like a elephant run or a sage bush, salt bush, fox and rabbit. But I think Wade was right about this because the grays would have really interfered with this moon. So I love it. It's so cute. And I have to tell you, like, if you haven't tried Cosmo flosses, please. Cosmo floss, it's cotton. It's cotton floss. It's made in Japan. They're gorgeous. They're amazing. Cosmo came to Nashville Needlework Market a few years ago, and they gave a presentation, and then they said, if you want to, if you're a designer and you want a set of Cosmos, just let us know, and we'll send them to you. And I said, yes, please. And so they sent them to me, and I love them. I have at least one of my designs for Needlework Marketplace, which is what I'll talk about next, is in Cosmo Floss. So I forgot to say that I worked on, I film every 2 weeks, and since the last time I filmed, I worked on 7 projects. I had 1 start and finish, 1 start that I hope to be done with my part of sometime this weekend. I worked on 5 whips, including my knitting whip, for a grand total of about 5,400 stitches on 10 days for almost 30 hours of stitching. For the knitting, I don't count my knit stitches, but I do count my time. So I could probably count the stitches. I could go back really easily because the thing I'm working on is 198 stitches across, so I could but it doesn't matter. Anyway, let's talk about Needlework Marketplace. So Needlework Marketplace is, as I said, the online wholesale show for the cross-stitch industry, and it happens usually in the late summer, early autumn. This year, it's the weekend of August 22nd, so it's August 22nd through the 25th. We designers, we make virtual booths, and it's just like Market. We run we send out our newsletters to shops. Shops register, they get our newsletters, they get all the pre-releases, and then they put them up on their websites for you to order. The difference with Market is the difference between Needlework Marketplace, which is now, and Nashville Needlework Market. I know, right? Is that Nashville Needlework Market has been going on for a really long time, and Needlework Marketplace is only, the online market is only in about its 5th year of existence. So it's starting to gain a lot more traction, but it has less of a advertising and expectation apparatus attached to it. You know, like everybody knows when March is coming, Market is coming, but not everybody is yet quite clued into Marketplace. So the best thing that I think you can do is keep an eye on Abby Topknot, because Abby Topknot is she's one of the best businesswomen I know. Like, she's also a friend of mine. So take everything I say with a grain of salt, knowing that I love her. She's a good businesswoman, and she runs a great website. I find her website really easy to use. Right up here at the top, on Topknot Stitcher, she has new for Needlework Marketplace in August 2025. So if you keep coming back to this link, Abby will keep uploading the new releases that are coming out both in August and at Marketplace. So, I mean, look at this already from Tiny Modernist. And that's on an XG design fabric. I actually saw Cheryl starting the model for this. She stitched that up really fast. I saw her starting the model for that in June. This one might be, okay, I usually allow myself, lately I've been allowing myself one purchase at the markets, and Cheryl did a Baba Yaga. This is the chicken leg hut from Baba Yaga, and then it's the inside of her hut. I have a lot of things from Cheryl that I really need to stitch, but this might be my market. But then also Stitch Crypt did this. And this is a super simple pattern. I love the alphabet. The fabric is making it, though. This is Bruja from Under the Sea Fabrics, which I never hesitate on a Leslie fabric. But there's so many good ones already. Like, look at this grave snail. Look at him. I have the turtle from the Stitch Crypt's Patreon. But the snail, I mean, I don't stitch enough snails. I know I don't stitch enough snails, personally. But there's so many good ones already. The Stitch Crypt has their releases out. Stitches by Ethel has theirs out. Jeanette Douglas has some releases out already. And then I'm super excited about this. This is not part of Needlework Marketplace. This is Cottage Garden Threads. They have a new collection coming out, and it's called the Chaos Collection. And Katie, who is usually the dyer for Cottage Garden Threads, has empowered some of her, I don't know if they're like the backup dyers or they work in other areas of Cottage Garden Threads, but she's empowered some of her other employees, Kate and Mara. They're usually usually are keepers of order. They've now turned alchemists of anarchy. I love how Katie. So Kate and Mara, I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong, came up with a collection of flosses. Like, mine's done. I'm pre-ordered. They're only making 1,000 of these. So if you are wild and adventurous, jump on this. Don't hesitate. Because another thing I think everyone should use are Cottage Garden Threads. But, okay, I have very much digressed. The whole point of that is, if you want to know what's coming out for Needlework Marketplace and you want it all in one place, keep an eye on Abby Topknot. Let's go through what I'm putting out for Needlework Marketplace, shall we? First thing is something that you have seen. This was actually in Just Cross Stitch magazine in October 2023, but now it's ready for wide release. I'll change the 3 to a 5. It's going to be fine. We'll Photoshop that in. But this is done in Cosmo. So I have 4 of the Cosmos here. And I think I reused the oranges. But so that will be a Needlework Marketplace release heaven knows, certainly I don't know what fabric I used for that. Oh, I think this might be 18 count vintage country mocha. I think that's what it is. I'll find out for sure before I send the email out. But this is probably on 18 count vintage country mocha, and it is done with Cosmo flosses. The finishing on the back is done with, this is a Lady Dot Creates velveteen, and this is Rick Rack from Michaels. And I actually did this finishing myself. So if I could do it, you could do it. 100%. That's my first one. My next one is, this is a release that was released on my Patreon, and it will come in 2 different colorways. This is called Vote Drum. So it's not a drum yet, obviously, because I have it right here. But this is going to be called Vote Drum because it'll be finished into a drum. Maybe by Marketplace, maybe not. It's whatever. It goes with Love Drum. But this colorway was released on my Patreon, I believe, a few years ago. This is done in DMCs, and it's very simple, Scottish sampler letters, and it says Vote. And then I also did a black version, and my Diana stitched this. And this is stitched in a Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers silk called Paint It Black. I 110% forgot what fabric this is, but again, I will look it up. It'll all be in the email. I'm ridiculous. It's just a lot of stuff to keep in your head. So I'm pretty sure I wrote it down somewhere. Probably. But I really like the black and white version. And I love Gwen's silks, Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. But I will probably release both versions, the color and the black and white. Okay. So that's release number 2 for Needlework Marketplace. Release number 3 for Needlework Marketplace is a version of, now this isn't the final version that I'm releasing, but I will be releasing a version of my Sea Spell design, which is one that I released at, this is my design for this year's Flosstube at Sea Cruise. This one is stitched on a 32 count Lugana from Jessie at Mislaid Pages. It was a limited edition. Neritis. And this is stitched in a Stitchy box silk. This is currently being restitched in Gloriana on an Under the Sea fabric. Liz sent me Liz sent me this silk. Leslie sent me pictures. She's stitching it, and it's it's one of those sparkly Luganas. Bless her heart, I can't stitch on those, but she's doing it. And then she'll choose new, I'll put out a video that shows you how to put this net on, because it's all monochromatically stitched, and then you put some tulle here, and you stitch on the tulle like the mermaid is throwing a net. So this design, new colorway for Needlework Marketplace. That's number 3. Number 4 is again from a collab with Jessie at Mislaid Pages. This is from the Burb box this year, 2025 Burb box. And this is actually on a piece of 32 count Lugana from Lap and Loops. It's called Sunshine Days. And so the fabric is from Lap and Loops. The design is from me. And the flosses in the design are Cottage Garden threads. So I'll talk to Katie guys and see if they can put together some floss packs for this for ordering, or I'll talk to Jessie and see if they have any still available in their shop that I can link to. But I love this. This is called Hera's Peacock, and I'm so proud of this one. I love this one. So you can see why I said that, like, the nice thing about participating in this market is that I feel like I had so many things already ready that were ready for wide release, that had been maybe limited release before, that I didn't have to stress as much as I usually do for market. And my last release, I love this one so much. This is called my Chaos Sampler, and this is my 100th design. I haven't released 100 designs, but I have designed 100 designs, which is wild. But this was my 100th. I designed this as my 100th design, and it has little bits and pieces from all of my other designs kind of thrown together chaotically. So you can see it says CHAOS, chaos. The S is backwards. It's got a bird from my two lovebirds. It's got, I don't remember what that A is from, but the C is from Thistle the Highland Coo. That's from Thistle the Highland Coo. This border is from my Cacotheris. This is from Vote. It has a little firefly all the way back from Firefly Quaker. This one is from, I think, Summer, which is like, this one is from Drama Llama Sampler, but I designed this whole sampler live on Twitch, on a Twitch stream, and they were like, should we put a cowboy hat and cowboy boots on that llama? Why shouldn't we? So we did. The other thing I love about this, it is on 18 count Fox and Rabbit Ada in ballet slipper. The other thing I love about this is it uses this Moo the Merrier floss pack. So if you have the floss pack from the Moo the Merrier, I put out, this is I think my 5th design using this floss pack. And I have not yet run out of the flosses from this floss pack. So this floss pack works for Thistle the Highland Coo, and let me just search. I think we did this a couple weeks ago, but I haven't posted pictures of all of these. But let's just look. We're gonna hop over to my Instagram. So it's been a minute since I put out a design using this floss pack, but I will show you some of the ones that use it. Oh, here we go. Here's my autumn acorns. It's, yep, stitched on 18 count vintage country mocha with Cosmo flosses. I have to go back a little ways for these designs. So Queen Bee uses this floss pack. I guess I just didn't post them all. It's fine. Oh, Thistle the Highland Coo. This was the first one to use this floss pack. This floss pack came out in, I think, 2022 for Needlework Expo when we all did the Moo the Merrier collaboration, and we all used this pack of 12 flosses. So since then, I've designed Thistle the Highland Coo. I've designed Cleopatra. Punk Flamingo was reworked into this floss pack. And, oh, see here? Punk Flamingo originally came out in Roxy Floss Co., but when I released it widely, I reworked it to use it with this floss pack. Queen Bee, as I said before, uses this floss pack. And now my Chaos Sampler also uses this floss pack. So if you bought this floss pack and you're thinking that's a lot of sulky floss for just one 60 by 60 chart, I have given you at least 5 to use on the floss pack. So that I do like, there's a lot of floss on these sulkies, and I do like reusing the floss packs because this is like a $21 or something like that thing of floss. I don't know. Whew. So those are my 5 releases. I do have, I think, 5 of these left in my possession. So I might keep one back just so I can keep designing with it. But you can buy this floss pack on Sulky, and if you can't find it on Sulky, you can message them and say you're looking for the Loohoo Stitches Moo the Merrier collection. And then I think also Tracy Horner at Ink Circles, she sometimes has these on her Etsy shop because she stocks them as well. So that is my lineup for Needlework Marketplace. If you forgot any of those, or if you're like, what? I very conveniently posted it on my Instagram. So I will be sending out the email hopefully this weekend to shops so that they know what's coming, and then I'll be posting each of these probably next week or the week after on my Instagram, just to keep them fresh in everyone's mind. So hopefully we have a good show. Hopefully you find something that you like. Keep an eye on Top Knot because Abby should be posting everything. All right, should we talk about what I stitched? What else I stitched? I won one of my Monopoly boards. So I've been playing Stitching Monopoly, and I was on board 2 and board 8, and board 2 has been going on only slightly less long than board 1. So board 2 is boards 2, 4, 5, and 7 are done already. So if you don't know Stitching Monopoly, it looks like this. There's a certain number of players on the board, and then the spaces on the traditional Monopoly board are changed to reflect cross-stitch things, right? So you have Bee Stitch Me and Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery and Acorns and Threads and Rainbow Gallery So the railroads changed into flosses. You have threadworks. So you go around and around and around the board, stitching, stitching, stitching. And then when someone finally buys 3 properties of the same color, then we have a winner. So I won, and I don't remember which 3 properties I won with. I think it was the oranges. It's whatever. I've put in over 10,000 stitches this year just for stitching Monopoly prompts. So I have another board still going. I'm still live on board 8. And you know that I immediately signed up to be placed on the wait list for the next board. So one of the things that I've put in a lot of stitches on this year for Monopoly is my Birdie Veerland Sisters. So this is the actual pattern, which you can see is done now twice. 1, 2. This is Veerland Sisters 2, called Birdie. Veerland Sisters 1, called Birdie. And this is a Stitchy box sampler. So what I've done is I've taken each motif, because there's 21 motifs on this sampler, 21 stages in the Grand Tours, and I've taken this beautiful piece of fabric from Kaylee Tent Stitch, and I am going to make it my 2 years of tours bell pull. So up here you have 2/3 of the Giro d'Italia 2024, all of the Tour de France 2024, I just finished La Volta a España 2024. And then so far this year, the Giro has gone and the Tour wraps up tomorrow. So I have to finish up the Giro and the Tour, and then maybe, hopefully, by the time La Vuelta runs, I'll be ready to stitch on La Vuelta. I would really like to finish this while La Vuelta is going on in August this year. I think it's not till August. But the really cool thing that you're able to start seeing on this sampler is like, this is stage 17. This is stage 17. And this is stage 17. So you can see kind of who won stage 17 on each tour. So I just have to do, you can't even see it, but down here at the bottom, I replace each alphabet with the name of the winner of the tour. And then at the bottom, I write the winners of the other 3 jerseys. So the winner overall of the tour gets the pride of place up there, and then the polka dot, the King of the Mountains jersey, the Sprinter's jersey, and the Best Young Rider, which are they're different color jerseys in each tour, except Best Young Rider is always white, go down here. So I stitched Jay Vine for the King of the Mountains for the Volta a España. I didn't stitch, I think Jonathan Milian won the points jersey, but I have to go back and check. I charted it out. And I did stitch Matthias Skelmos's name down here in white, which you can almost kind of see, but I spelled it wrong because there's a J in there that, as an English speaker, I did not anticipate in Skelmosa. So I just have to take out the M and the S and I think the K. I think it goes MSKJEL. I don't know. Will he ever care that I spelled his name wrong? No. Will I care? Yes. So that's my progress on 2 years of tours bell pull. I'm keeping this on the Q snap because I really do want to catch up. And I think maybe now that I have a little break from Monopoly for a half a second till next week, I'll be able to do some catching up on that. We'll see, though. I'm not great at keeping up with my plans. The next thing I stitched on, also because of a Monopoly prompt, is I've been calling this my own spot sampler. And this is stitched on 40 count buttercream linen from R&R. And what I've been doing is collecting cross-stitch charts and stitching them, I believe, are 2 different hobbies. I have so many charts that I just like a motif on, or maybe I like the whole chart, but I don't want to stitch the whole chart. So case in point, this is from the Laurel Witch, and the pattern is called the White Witch. I love this pattern. There are a lot of stitches in the witch. I don't necessarily want to stitch her, but I have to stitch this house and I have to stitch this hand. So enter my own spot sampler. It now has motifs from 5 different pieces. that I didn't want to stitch the whole of, right? So this is from Moonlight Garden from Blackbird Designs. This one is from, it's all written down in my Notion. This one is from a sampler called Completed Blue that I just wanted to stitch the funky plant. This fancy chicken is from a big Rosewood Manor piece, and the chicken just sits on top of a big giant house. I'm happy with stitching the chicken. This little hedgie is from the Hedgehog sampler. Just happy with stitching the hedgehog. And then this house is from this one, the Laurel Witch, the White Witch. So my new idea, because I do kind of want the sampler to make sense as a whole, my new idea is that when I stitch my next motif, I'm just going to like circle it out from the inside. When I stitch my next motif, I'm going to take some of the colors, or at least one of the colors from this, and stitch it onto my next motif. It's not going to be hard at all because my next motif, I decided might as well be this hand. So it's going to be stitched in basically all the same colors. But then whatever motif after I stitch the hand, I'll pull one of these colors, probably a yellow or an orange, into that next motif, if that makes sense. So here's where I am. I don't really have a deadline for myself on when to finish this. I do have a couple of samplers that I have pulled. Blackbird Designs Yellow Submarine. I want to use the border from that. So the first time I get close to where I want to put a border, it'll probably be on this side. So maybe one more motif on the side of this here, and then start the border around here. We'll see. But I think the hand is going to go like over here next to the hedgehog and those guys. So I stitched on this for 2 days because Stitching Monopoly got me mostly through that house. And then the other thing that I used this for was this month's Pick a Whip prompts. Marjorie made stitches Pick a Whip for July. One of the prompts was stitch on a project with a house or building. So check. So I don't know. Will I leave this out? Will I put it away? I should probably just stitch that hand and be done with it. But I don't like to should over my stitching. Another Stitching Monopoly prompt that happened that I'm so happy happened is finally I pulled out and did a little bit of work on a chart called Grief Knows No Bounds. And this is a chart that I am immeasurably proud of. Let me see if I can find. I'm just going to open up the PDF. So Grief Knows No Bounds is a chart that I am super happy to have been a part of. This was a collaborative design by a group of us that we called ourselves Stitchers for Peace. And we designed this like in 2022 or something like that. But the 5 designers that came together to design this are Aya Rosen, Yasmin of Yasmin's Made with Love, myself, Yasmin of Crafty Yams, and Miriam of Marumi Designs. So I don't know, like I said, I don't know when we put this out, but this is 100% for charity piece. So if you would like to jump on this with us, what we did is each of us, Yasmin, Aya, and I designed a bird because everybody loves a bird. And then Miriam designed all of the borders and the inside piece. So this poem around the outside is written in different languages. It's written in Farsi, Arabic, Hebrew, and English. And the poem says the same thing all the way around the edges. It says, human beings are members of a whole in creation of one essence and soul. If one member is inflicted with pain, other members uneasy will remain. If you have no sympathy for human pain, the name of human you cannot pertain. And it was originally written in Farsi, which is Persian. So if you want to stitch this with me, you can. Any one of us will send it to you. All you have to do is make at least I think it's at least a $10 donation to either the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. Hold on, let me see. Sorry. We get most of our donations for PCRF. So, No, we're right into the pattern. There's you can make a donation to any one of 3 charities and send your receipt to either Mariam, Yasmin, Aya, or myself, and we will send you a copy of that chart. So I am stitching this on 40 count resistance from, oh, and I'm sorry, of course, I didn't say it, but let me just say it. We designed this chart back in 2022 to help raise money for the genocide in Gaza, and it has only intensified since we designed the chart. So they need our help now more than ever. And if you don't have money to donate, or if you don't want to donate, talking about it also helps. Calling it what it is, which is a genocide, also helps. Every donation helps. So I finally got this back out to stitch on it again. And I did get the bottom line of text, the Hebrew text, done. And working the border. This is 40 count resistance fabric from Jessie at Mislaid Pages. I think I said that. This is Verdal. And it's charted all in DMC. So we each designed our birds, and then we kind of pushed. There's a lot of colors in this, but it's a big chart. It's 191 by 191. So we each designed our birds, and then we kind of pushed together all of our colors and decided like who could adjust where. And Medium took all of our colors from our birds and used those in the borders. So it's a very cohesive piece, I think, for having 5 of us design on it. But there's where mine is, and I want to get it out again. In true Medium fashion, the borders are super repeatable, and they are beautiful to stitch. You don't have to count after a while. You don't have to keep referring to the pattern. You can just know what the border is. But my plan is to just slowly work my way up. Part of me wants to do all my borders first and then stitch the birds, but I just really am getting excited to get to the birds. Because right now, if you look at it, I have this part done down here, and so I can start on that mourning dove. And you can see that these little thingy things got echoed up here. These olive branches got echoed down here. So you can just see how, like, I really loved working with these women. So if you want to make a donation, I'll have the link down below to all the instructions to donate. And then you just send me an email, bendystitchy@gmail.com, with your donation receipt, and I'll send you the chart, and then we stitch it together. So some people have already finished theirs. Some people have made really beautiful, poignant changes to theirs. I wish we didn't have to. I wish we never would have had to design it, but there we are. Okay, I have had a couple of finishes this week, or this fortnight, I guess, because I've been finishing things. I have been working on my tail end project. So this is the freebie from the Steady Thread, and this is my tail end project. You can see here in these. I might have showed this last time, did I? I don't think so. Not all of it. So I put in this circle, this, and then I started outlining that circle there, which you can't really see. So I've learned a couple things. This is a freebie design from the Steady Thread. It's all in black work. I've learned, number one, why black work is called black work, because it shows up a lot better in darker flosses than it does in lighter flosses. Lesson learned. I'm not here to make this a piece that would win at my county fair. I'm here to make this a tail end piece. It's an exercise for me. It's fun. I love the chaos of it. If you're new here, welcome. I love this kind of chaos. If you're not new, you totally get it. But yeah, so this circle right here, and I think now maybe this one are the only 2 left. So the idea of this piece, let me back it up. The Steady Thread puts out a freestyle every year, and they give us a border. This year they gave us like 5 different ones. The whole thing that caught me about this piece were these stork scissors borders. And then you get 52 bubbles on the inside, and there's like 4 different ways to stitch them. There's so many choices in this. The millennial kids, raise your hand if you read Choose Your Own Adventure books. Millennial kids love this stuff. We love this stuff. We thrive on Choose Your Own Adventure. So I chose the stork border with the bubbles to fill the black work in. So you get 52 bubbles, 1 for each week, and they release 1 pattern each week. So obviously this gets farther along and less far along as I finish things because I don't have a tail end unless I've finished something. But you can see I finished with these two bubbles and this one. Those were my Cosmo Floss Hitchhiking Ghosts. So I have a couple more colors in here because I've been finishing things. I have these 3 colors. I just put them in this little case that I got at a retreat. These are from the next whip that I'll show you, which is Heather's whip. So between those 3, I should be able to fill in these 2 insides, maybe. And then I'd like to get all the bubbles done and finish the border. If I get to a place where this is all caught up, then I'll start another tail end project, and I'm going to go back. My next tail end project, I will go back to just cross stitching rather than black work. The black work is fun and I would do it again, but I don't think I would do it again like this. Although I love this, I would not do it again like this. It's chaotic and I really love it, but there's some of the bubbles that I just can't see, even with my own eyes, like holding it right here. And I feel like it's not wasted time or wasted effort, but it is definitely, I could have done better on those choices. But how do you know until you try it, right? So these are the colors that I have right now that I finished things off on. This is Butterfly Quaker from Sticky von der Weichenberg. This is the last round robin that I have in my possession right now. This is my friend Heather's. Heather loves a BAP. They love a giant piece. And this is stitched on a 28 count piece of linen, which I'm obsessed with right now. Usually I stitch on 40 count. Because I like stitching 1/2. I don't like stitching with 2 strands. I'm a lazy stitcher, and stitching with 1 strand allows you to be extra lazy, and I really like that. So this is my part. So Heather asked us each to stitch one of the butterflies around this center motif, and then as much as we want on that quadrant. So I stitched this butterfly here, grasshopper, butterfly, leaf, butterfly, and I put my initials there. So I think today I'd like to put in a few more of these motifs. I don't know if I can get it all the way, because see, we're like halfway. So I think there's 3 big Quakers over here to get it to the edge. I don't know if I can get it all the way to the edge. And I know they don't expect us to get it all the way, our quadrant done, but I really love this piece. And I'm loving stitching on the 28 count. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. So far I have used, I think this pink is a Ship's Manor. And then Heather used green for their butterfly and then put their initials in green as well. So I used the pink for my butterfly. I put my initials in up there. So I think that's a Ship's Manor. That is a Gentle Art limited edition. This is Classic Colorworks Rainy Day, which I used on my, I think that's one of the called for colors in Halloween Quaker by Leela Studio. And this is a Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers cotton, which I'm obsessed with. And Heather sent all of these flosses to choose from. So I can choose these flosses or I can throw in some of my own. So you know I'm going to be doing a little bit of both. I've been choosing their flosses so far, but I'm itching to throw in some of my own. So we'll definitely do that because you know I have some random flosses that I would love to put in it. So that was fun. And I'm also excited that that might be my last round robin for a little while. I just love that grasshopper so much. There's all kinds of little bugs in my quadrant and I really want to stitch until I get to the bugs, but there's some big things in between, so we'll see. And then last but not least, I did some knitting. Yes, I also knit. I do. I knit and I have been working on one knitting project and one knitting project only. This is called the Dekier shawl. I started this like in 2021. She big. I'm not going to unroll this. I am. I'm going to unroll this. I wasn't going to unroll this, but I will. It's not small. So this is meant to be, when it's done, it's meant to be 72 inches long, which is 6 feet long, and 98 stitches wide. So this is a schlanket. It's like a shawl blanket. You can see it's this wide. I'm going to fold it back up because it is absolutely, at this point in its life, it is absolutely unruly if I don't have it folded. So I keep it folded in thirds and then rolled. So I'll just roll it so you can see. But I love this. This was part of a Ramadan box of tiny presents. and you open one skein a day during the month of Ramadan. And the idea was that then you then knit the section, and you have this done by the end of Ramadan. I am not this fast of a knitter. These sections are big. They take me a long time. And it alternates between lace and stockinette. And the stockinette sections have a line of lateral braid at the top and bottom. When I tell you that those lines of lateral braid take me an hour to 2 hours, they don't take me an hour. They take an hour and a half to 2 hours each. But it just repeats. I love this like fishnet lace, and then stockinette, and then lace, stockinette. And the yarn is from 3 Muslim women dyers. I think they're all in Michigan. I bought my kit from Colleen at Havari Bazaar. And there's also, let me see if I wrote it in here. I can never quite rattle off everybody's, I can't ever rattle off all of the design houses. But these, I love supporting women dyers. I love supporting minorities. You know this. So, I just love these flosses. And every 4th or 5th floss is, can you see that? It's a little sparkly. So whenever I'm knitting with a sparkly yarn, I called it floss, I think of my friend Rachel Ray. Because Rachel is, Stellina. Rachel was the first person I think that I heard talk about Stellina. And so I always think of her. So this is designed, okay. The design of the shawl is done by Kelsey Garner from Knitting Niqabi and Corinne Havari from Havari Bazaar. And the collaborators, the other dyers, are Abuelita Fiber Company, Aquarius Make, Fruitful Fusion, and then Havari Bazaar and Knitting Niqabi. So you get yarns from 9 dyers and this giant beautiful shawl when it's all done. There's 30 sections because you're meant to knit it each day during Ramadan. I'm on section 28. Oh God, I need to work on this. When I finish 28, I only have 29 and 30 to go. And then, wait, while I get excited, section 30 doesn't have a lateral braid. Maybe I can finish this. I have one more section of lateral braid in this whole damn shawl. I think I can finish it actually. All right. The fire has been lit under me. Lateral braid, I love the look of lateral braid. It takes me so damn long. It takes me so long. It's beautiful and it turns out great and I love it and blah, 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 and shmeh, and I can't. It's too much. Okay. So let me take a drink of coffee. Those are my whips. I forgot to say who won the giveaway from last time. Let's, because last time's giveaway it was this, Be Proud by Needle Bling Designs. And I actually did post it up there. So let's see. I'm going to have my patrons who are hanging out here live with me help me choose a winner. Hopefully. If anybody entered to win. 4 people did. Woo! Thank goodness. Okay. Let me just see. Creating a spreadsheet. Megan already said number 3. So number 3 is the winner. So Patricia Pollock, I'm sending you Be Proud. Patricia in New Jersey. Patricia in New Jersey, I'm sending you Be Proud. So Megan, thank you for reading my mind and anticipating. Okay. So that's really all. I bought some stuff. Let me talk about what I bought. So 2 of the things are actually from my Patreon. So I am a member from the Patreons that I'm a patron of. So I'm a member of a few Patreons. One of them is Deanna at Darling and Whimsy. And every few months, to be honest, I don't really pay attention to the amount of rewards or when they're timed because I am in Deanna's Patreon just to pay her money because she's my friend and I love her stuff. So, and I get to see her face. So she sent a postcard. she just got back from a really great trip to the UK. And then she has been doing these journal kits. So she has both tiny stitching journals that you can buy with ephemera, and then she has like ephemera reload kits. So what we got here are a little bit of ephemera reload. And this is much less than the amount that she would send you if you went to her Etsy and you bought an ephemera reload kit. But it's an idea. Look at, I got the giraffe Quirky Quaker sticker. And look at that little penguin. Anyway, so just some good ephemera from Deanna. And then my other Patreon is, I don't know if Anna's too busy to watch Flosstube now, but if you're not too busy to watch Flosstube, then look away because I'm going to show our fabric. So Anna and I share Fox and Rabbit Fabric of the Month. This one is called... So I glanced at this name and I was like, oh, it's Copper Penny, but they spelled it wrong. No, Michelle, it clearly says Cooper Petey. I don't know what Cooper Petey means. It's probably some Aussie thing that I'm going to have to Google. But Karen and Bren, I'm so sorry. It's not Copper Penny at all. It's called Cooper Petey. Which makes sense because this color is not Copper Penny. It's a really light, kind of like an old... This reminds me of like, it's like a super, super washed out, barely there green that you would find like on an old linen that had been stuffed away for a really long time. I love this color. So I'll split that with Anna. Anna, you can look again now if you're watching. And then the last thing I got was from Katie at Cottage Garden Threads. This is their Secret Garden collection. I do actually have a design that I worked up to go with this collection. Oh my God, I haven't even opened it yet. I'm a mess. A fantastic mess. I have a design that I worked up to go with this collection, but have I stitched it up yet? No, I have not. But this is their Cottage Garden collection, and what I love that they do is they'll always give you like a black and a white. So you got you got Filigree and Whisper. This black tends a lot towards the green, but I think you're going to notice that works with the other things. And then what they do is Katie is huge on doing thread combinations that lead to a hero thread. So here's your 3 threads. You have Secret, Thicket, and Mistleweight. And my light is not great for these, but Mistleweight is the most beautiful dark bluish green. And then you have the hero thread that goes with all of them, that is Forbidden. There we go. See how those 3 combine into Forbidden? So that's one set of them. And then the other set of them is Ember, Follow the Robin, and Old Key. Oh, these are beautiful. Ember, Follow the Robin, and Old Key. And those combine together to make Velvet. Look at that. Ugh, this is so good. So I had a design ready for these, but now that I'm seeing them IRL, I think I have to rework my design because I have a better idea. But they give you all those colors, and then every collection needs a high and a low, a dark and a light. And this is a great white. It's like a gray platinum white. So this is the Secret Garden collection, and this is available right now on their website. And it's kind of moody and dark, and I love it. So, this collection will be really great on this fabric. Really great. Oh, and Katie wrote me a note. Let me know when it arrives. I would love to catch up. I'll let you know. Katie, I forgot to let you know. I think I messaged her, but I don't know. Okay. All right. So those are my purchases. And then last but not least, I do want to talk about something that's a little bit sad and could be a little bit triggering. So if you don't do well with kids being sick, then it's not my kid. But if you don't do well with kids being sick, then this part might not be the best for you. And I will just direct you to my Patreon page because I will have 5 auctions up this week. There's a little guy who is in our circle of volleyball people. He's a baby and he's 7 months old and his name is Rex, and he's adorable, and he is like one of the most gregarious babies I've ever met. Like he's so interactive, and he makes eye contact with people, and he laughs with them, and he like watches people, and he's a great little guy. His family just found out this past week that he has a retinoblastoma. And that's a I'm not really good with pediatric things, and I don't know that much, but I do know that a retinoblastoma is a cancer in the retina. The great thing for Rex is that he does not have any brain involvement, so this will clear with treatment, chemotherapy and other treatments. But the hard part is with Oregon being Oregon, we are lucky that in Portland we have a really great children's hospital called Dornbecker, and that's fantastic. And that is a wonderful place for children to get treatment here in Oregon. But we live about 2 hours from Dornbecker, and this family is going to be spending a significant amount of time at Dornbecker over the next few months. So they have, they don't have a GoFundMe because GoFundMe takes a really big percentage of the money that you raise through it. But what they do have are, they're doing fundraising through Venmo and Cash App. And I just want to show you before I get going and show you my auction items, I just want to show you Rex because he really is like, look at this little guy. He is so cute, and he is every bit as sweet. And Mom said I could show pictures on my Flosstube, so he is every bit as sweet as he looks. So, keeping in mind that that's who we're going to be raising money for, let me show you the auction items that I'll have up this week. The auctions will go up this weekend, and they will end. Oh gosh, I already dropped some of them on the floor. The auction items will go up this weekend. Oh, I made such a mess. Hold on. I'm probably not going to edit that out because who cares? The auction items will go up this weekend, and they will end on August 9th. And they'll be hosted on my Patreon, so I'll link down below. It's not behind a paywall. I used to host them on Instagram, and ever since Instagram they don't put comments in chronological order anymore, everything is messed up. So, here we go. I have hopefully a little bit of something for everyone. So we are starting out with this mini quilt. I won this at the Stitch and Stash retreat this year, and it is gorgeous. It's not even a mini quilt. It's a table runner. It is this paper piecing. I'll take up close pictures, but this paper piecing, like whoever wins this, you're going to need to be careful because you will cut yourself on the corners of this paper piecing. And then the quilting that's done in here, you can see this kind of loose, bigger quilting. In here is the same pattern, but tiny. Can you see that? This is impeccably made. It's gorgeous. And it's got batiks, which I love. And this is the first item up for auction. Do I want to keep it myself? Of course I want to keep it myself. But I think raising money for Rex is better than having a quilt for myself. Although I gotta hurry up and take pictures of that now that I've shown it to you. I'm committed to it. Speaking of things that I want to keep for myself, this is, oh God, I can't. This is a bag. So this is my whip of the 2023 Evertote Roxy Floss Co. Modern Folk Embroidery Christmas Sal. I stitched it on the called for fabric with the called for flosses. I got the whole kit, the whole shebang. This is a 40 count. I stitched it with one strand of floss. I did not even screw this up. I don't even think I made any mistakes in this. My stitches look good, just so y'all know. And then my friend Jen at Jasmine's Custom Bags. Everybody's okay. My friend Jen at Jasmine's Custom Bags turned it into this gorgeous bag. So this is the second auction item this week. I almost want to put a reserve on this one because that's how much I love it. So, quick before I change my mind. Auction item number 2. Auction item number 3. This is the last kit that I have of Sea Spell. So this is my design from the Flosstube at Sea Cruise for this year. So in this kit, you will get the pattern. I'm not going to be making any more of these kits. This is the last one. You'll get the pattern. You'll get a 32 count Lugana in the colorway Neredes from Jessie at Mislaid Pages. That's the called for. You will get a piece of the tulle to use to make the net. And then all of the accoutrement. So you get Liz at Stitchy Box made these beautiful mermaid waxers. You get that, handmade. You get a bobbin of Nymo thread to put your beads on. You get 2 skeins of Hellebore Stitchy Box silk, which is the called for silk. It's that gorgeous purple that really pulls the purples out of the fabric. You will get bugle beads in dark emerald. And these are the creme of the crop. These are 3 to 4 millimeter freshwater cultured pearls. That's the, and then of course you get your beading needle and stars to put under the net. So this is the last one. This is my last kit. I was going to try to sell it, but let's auction it off and see what we can do for Rex. No more kits will be made. Liz was great to work with. I will make more kits of Liz's stuff, but no more kits of Sea Spell will be made. So that's the last one. Get it while it's hot. And then my friend Julie, I don't know if you saw this, but my friend Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, whoops, wrong camera. She released this piece. This is Agnes Cairns, 1815. So Julie released this and started it as a birthday sal for our friend Karen at Fox and Rabbit. So I went ahead and I was all ready to start this at Stitch North this year. So I have Agnes Cairns, 1815, all kitted up on a piece of limited edition color and cotton linen. This is 17 by 26 inches. This is a 40 count. And I have this kitted up in Roxy Floss Co. None of this is called for, by the way. Dinky Dice, silk, and almond M&Ms, silk, and Stitchy Box flower silk. So I had that all kitted up and ready to go. The reason I'm auctioning off my set is because I got the Roxy Floss Co. version. I'm going to stitch a model. So this has Dinky Dyes, silk, Roxy Floss Co., cotton, and Stitchy Box silk, and almond M&M silk in my conversion for Agnes Cairns. I will also, for the winner, will send along a PDF version of Agnes so that you can stitch it. Okay. And last but not least, I showed you my knitting, so you know that I do sometimes knit, right? I also love a dyer called Yarnaceous Fibers because she does a lot of dinosaur theme, and you know I love dinosaurs. And she also is really good friends with my friend, Emily at Fangirl Fibers, and they collaborate a lot with boxes. So Emily and I don't know the dyer at Yarnaceous, but Emily, Fangirl Fibers, and Yarnaceous Fibers.com, they paired up and they did a Camp Cretaceous box this past year. So you get one of these things where you test the gauge of your knitting needles. You get stitch markers, Maggie at Yarnaceous Fibers, thank you. And then you get one big skein and all the mini skeins. So this is the full skein. This is all of Maggie's Salta fingering. It's 85% merino, 15% nylon. So you get one 100-gram skein, which is 437 yards. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 mini skeins. Look at them. And they're so cute. I almost gave you 12 because I was going to keep that one. I don't know why. I love it. But these are just so pretty. And they do create, I have them all jumbled up in here, but they do create a very lovely gradient if you put them, if you are a gradient knitter and you want to gradient these, they will create a very lovely gradient for you. So that is the 5th item. So all of those items will be up this weekend sometime on my Patreon so that you can go and support Rex and his family. we'll do the bidding like we usually do. And then on August 9th, Saturday morning at 6 a.m., I'll close the auctions, 6 a.m. my time. I'll close the auctions. And I will send you Anna is Rex's mom. I will send you her Venmo link and her Cash App. And you make the donation to Venmo or Cash App. So please make sure if you're bidding on the auctions that you are able to use Venmo or Cash App. If you can't use Venmo or Cash App, then that's how we're going to get the money to Anna, and it's going to go directly to her. It's not going to come through me first. So if you can't use Venmo or Cash App, then these might not be the auctions for you. Or you can find a mule to donate for you, and then you pay them back. However you want to do it. Just make sure that you can use Venmo or Cash App to donate to Anna directly. And let's just show this family that they're not alone in this. I'm grateful every day that Rosie's so healthy, and when one of my friends has a kiddo that's not, it really makes me want to help them in any way I can. So I appreciate you listening to that. I appreciate you helping. There was a lot of content today, so I have to go and do some work. First and foremost, cleaning up this room. But secondly, making sure I have glamour shots of all of my market releases, glamour shots of all of the auction items. I gotta repack my yarn because Lord knows I made a mess digging out that yarn that was on the bottom of the thing. So no book today. I'm not reading anything new. I just got some, one of my books, Why We Sleep. It expired before I finished it, so I got that back from the library. So nothing new and exciting other than please do not have a glass of wine before dinner or before bed, because if you go to bed with alcohol in your system, it disrupts your REM sleep. And when people withdraw from alcohol, heavy drinkers, when heavy drinkers withdraw from alcohol, when they have hallucinations, it's called delirium tremens. And that is actually your body trying to catch up on all of the REM sleep that your alcoholism has deprived you of. So I'm not calling anybody an alcoholic, but I'm just saying the best time to have a drink is actually the first thing in the morning. This is just coffee. Flippantly, but truly, the best time to have a drink is first thing in the morning because you want that alcohol metabolized and out of your system before you sleep. Otherwise, it really does affect you. So no, I did not get my money's worth of 5.5 years at university because I was definitely mixing studying and drinking. It's fine. It's whatever. It's where we all live. Jokes aside, watch for my auctions. Keep an eye on Abby Topknot for your Needlework Marketplace pre-orders. And there is a link below to sign up for Stitching Monopoly. And I highly encourage it. If you're at all competitive or are not oppositional defiant, you'll love Stitching Monopoly. If you stream live on Twitch, I will see you in the morning, streaming both on Twitch and here. And if you don't, then I'll see you in 2 weeks, which is already August 9th, for another Flosstube. So thank you for hanging out. Everybody take care, and I'll see you when I see you.